Picture a war. Picture soldiers, armed with machine guns, deployed to a foreign landscape. Picture a determined enemy, outmaneuvering them at every turn, leading to public embarrassment and a swift retreat. Now picture that enemy as a bird. A large, flightless, vaguely comical bird. Welcome to one of history's most bizarre military engagements. I'm Major G.P.W, and this is Flashpoints, the wars that shaped us. In the harsh, sun-baked farmlands of Western Australia, 1932 was a desperate time. The Great Depression had hit hard, and struggling wheat farmers faced a new, feathered crisis. Not drought, not locusts, but emus. Nearly 20,000 of them. These 6-foot-tall, 50-kilogram birds, migrating inland from the coast, descended upon the marginal farmlands. They trampled crops, broke through fences, and left a trail of devastation. The farmers, many of them World War I veterans, saw their livelihoods vanishing. So, they did what many citizens do in a crisis. They petitioned their government for military aid. And the government, astonishingly, said yes. The Minister of Defense authorized a military operation. The objective, cull the emu population. The weapons, 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The commander, Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery. The soldiers were veterans, expecting a straightforward, if unusual, mission. They marched out in November of 1932, ready for battle. The Great Emu War had begun. It did not go as planned. The first engagement set the tone. The soldiers located a mob of about 50 emus and laid an ambush. But the birds, with their keen eyesight and chaotic, scattered running patterns, proved impossible to target effectively. The machine guns jammed. The emus fled, with only a handful confirmed killed. The birds, it turned, were masters of guerrilla warfare. They split into small, agile groups, running at speeds up to 30 miles per hour, their tough feathers and lean bodies making them surprisingly resilient. Major Meredith noted, with a kind of stunned respect, that the emus could withstand multiple bullet wounds and still escape. The soldiers tried mounting a gun on a truck, but they couldn't match the emus over rough terrain. The birds outran the vehicle. After 6 days and 250 rounds of ammunition, the official tally was perhaps 50 emus. The military withdrew, humiliated. Public and political pressure, however, brought them back. A second campaign was launched, with Major Meredith adopting new tactics. This time, there was more reported success. He claimed over 900 kills by the operation's end in December. But the numbers were disputed, the cost was high, and the fundamental problem remained unsolved. The military withdrew for good. The emus had won. The farmers continued to struggle with the birds for years, eventually resorting to a bounty system, which proved far more effective than machine guns. The whole affair was lampooned in Parliament and the press. One politician sarcastically suggested the birds be awarded medals for surviving the army's assault. So why does this absurd footnote in history matter? It's more than just a funny story. It's a flashpoint about human arrogance, about our clumsy attempts to dominate nature with brute force. We sent soldiers with the weapons of the Western Front to fight a creature that had evolved over millennia to survive the Australian outback. Our linear, industrial thinking met a non-linear, adaptive problem, and we failed spectacularly. It's a lesson in humility. Sometimes, the enemy isn't a rival army or a political ideology. Sometimes, the enemy is our own failure to understand a complex ecosystem, to see that not every problem can be solved by escalation. As an engineer and entrepreneur now in New York, I often think about the Emu War. It's a perfect metaphor for so many modern challenges: tech, business, even social issues. We reach for the biggest, most impressive tool, the machine gun solution, when what's required is patience, adaptation, and a deeper understanding of the system itself. The emus weren't an invading army. They were a symptom of a disrupted environment. The real war wasn't against the birds, but against a set of circumstances we helped create. Sometimes, the most profound battles teach us not how to conquer, but how to coexist. For Flashpoints, I'm Major G.P.W. This is a production of Light Not Studios. Find our archive and more at https://www.lightnotstudios.com.